Oh man. All right. Well, Paul Wagner, Eric Tasker. Boy, it feels like we're in such a we're going to do the show literally when we have 45 minutes in our week. So it's a little bit of a scramble, but Paul Wagner, Eric Tasker, Flipping Sticks and Throwing Lead podcast. We're back, baby. We're back for this week.
and how systematic or how boom we were up until turkey season. Then you harvest, then you have a birthday, then baseball starts. So yes, we mix and match. We get our 45 minutes in whenever we can. So we appreciate it, but hey, it is what it is. And we're just getting ready because we know that come fall, come after baseball season, and we prepare for everything, it's going to be hectic again, and we'll be very, very consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the biggest thing right now is just, June has just been kind of an obnoxious month. Just, I was gone. You've been traveling. You had like a 2-week long road stretch. And not that we can't do it while you're on the road. We've done that, but it's just a matter of lining up schedules just trying to get all that stuff kind of worked out. And, but we're back. So we can kind of talk about, what the hell's going on?
Right.
So the last time I talked to you, the Dock Hounds, they're rolling. You're like 21-0, and it was not that, but it was a very impressive record. And then all of a sudden guys start getting picked up and you're putting your team back together.
And then that's what it's for. It's for this, the MLB Partner League, the American Association. That's what it's for. For these guys to be able to get back. And unfortunately, when they leave, they go and they're going to fulfill their dream. What was that?
I don't know.
Okay, but anyway, so if you have a 25-man roster and we've lost 7 guys with injury and obviously leaving the teams.
Right.
The organizations, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Detroit Tigers, we've had the Cincinnati Reds, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Philadelphia Phillies. These teams don't come in, and not to put a grade level on my players or our players, but they take the best.
Right.
They take the best. So when you're winning brings attention.
Mm-hmm.
Winning brings people to look and see why you're winning. And when you find 6 or 7 individuals that are helping these 25 guys win, those are the 6 or 7 guys that leave.
Right.
Not saying we can't fill their shoes.
Right.
But it's a hell of a tough gig right now. I mean, we got the draft coming up. We've got issues. We've got draft leagues. There's so many different things where, gosh, it's tough. But coming out of the gate definitely helped us. And now we're on a little skid, but we'll find our feet.
Yeah.
We'll find our feet.
Okay. I'm going to just stop this and just make sure that we're. Okay. Quick technical difficulties on our end here. Not a big deal. Yeah, and I think, and you've said this for all those years, is that it's not necessarily about keeping the players and having the best team. It's about getting them back to the level that they want to be at. So, you can't blame them for that. And when opportunities come their way because they're performing, you got to let them shine while they're the brightest star on the team.
I want to be selfish. I want to be about us. Dock Hounds about me. And I want to win, but it truly is about the kids, and that's what's great. So, again, not calling them up to the big leagues, but calling them into our office and telling them, hey, the Detroit Tigers just purchased your contract. Or, hey, he goes, what's wrong? What's wrong? Another kid comes in, I go, the Toronto Blue Jays just purchased your contract. And it's like, you get to see that excitement. It's not big league excitement, but it's
pretty dang exciting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's so great. And I mean, for our quote unquote Father's Day that we celebrated with my dad, we came out to the game. Great game to be at. Kicked butt. The pitchers pitched well. That's all I was concerned about.
That was the start of the fall.
I know. Well, so I guess we got to come back to another game. And it was like the perfect day to be out there. Cause it was like, if the sun came out, it was a little warm, but it was like the beginning of that stretch of 60-ish degree days. Yeah. And all of a sudden here we are a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, and we're still feeling like we're in that like 60-degree kind of
right
swing, but neither here nor there. So thank you for getting us out there. And it was so funny. I was just like so beat. I was out with my buddies the night before for a 40th birthday party, Probably drank too much. I come home, I got to get up and cut the grass because, you know, it was like however long. So I was up late, drunk, up early the next day, cutting the grass. We go to the game. I was so spent. So I look back at our messages because I meant to send you a thank you. And I'm like, oh, I guess I already did.
Yeah.
You reached out and I like sent you a message and there was like 30 extra characters on there. So that was while I was falling asleep on the couch at like 4:00. I'm like, oh my God. So then I sent you something the next day. It was like, wow. I'm like, yesterday was kind of a blur. So, but well, so here we are. We're like in the thick of summer. I'm excited because this weekend we're going out to the Mississippi, so we might do a little fishing.
Good.
It's my niece's bridal shower, so she's getting married August 1st. So the bridal shower is this weekend. So we've got a cabin on the Mississippi River that we're going to spend the night Saturday.
Nice.
And then the girls have all the shower stuff. And then I don't know if you've ever done this, but we're actually doing a sunset ferry cruise on the Mississippi Saturday night.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, okay, I mean, I can get down with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? So I think, and the boys, both of my nephews, are pretty big anglers and fishermen that they like to get out and do that. So maybe we'll have enough room that we can bring some fishing poles, or maybe they'll let me use one of theirs and
see what happens. Perfect.
See what happens.
Perfect.
You know, because now's the time, right? Like if we're going to get out and we're going to go fishing, now's probably the time. Unless we start like taking away from some of our hunting time, like October when you're chasing fall muskies. You got to do it now.
So who are we going to fish with? Was it who is going to take us out? So we have the All-Star break.
Okay.
And I will get you those dates.
Yeah.
And it's like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
So we're actually at home for the weekend.
Yeah.
And then the All-Star break. And then we are home to start up after the
Okay.
So I'll be home those 4 days. Maybe we can talk him into taking us out one of those 4 days.
July, right?
July, yes.
And I want to say the middle of July.
Like 14, 15, 16, and 17. Yep. Just like that. Just like that. And it's past the 4th of July. So those celebrations will be taken care of. And then we're rolling into the, end of July. So maybe mid-July would work.
Sure.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. I'll look at that because I just looked at your schedule a couple days ago when I was just trying to figure out, like, I don't even know if Wags is in town or not.
Right. So, I know.
So I'll look at that actually and just see, and then I'll start putting that in the back of his mind. Poke him a little bit.
Poke him a little bit.
But it'd be fun to get out. I mean, boy, it seems like such an odd start to summer because we had that really long stretch of really hot. Then we had like a week of storms.
Yes.
Then we had really hot. And now we're in this like mild, very, very mild. I don't know about you, like up towards your place, but if you go out the back way of the subdivision, that farm field that's right on the corner of the outlot, I bet the corn is almost
knee high,
at least knee high already.
Really?
There's like some spots where it's shoulder high on deer.
Wow.
Like you can only see their heads walking through in certain parts. And that's what they say is, knee high by the 4th of July will be a good crop.
Right.
It's beyond that already.
Right.
It's been like a little wonky in terms of like not really much for any kind of consistency. But when you look at it, it kind of lined up with like the hot, wet, hot, and then very mild. It just seems to be
just took off.
It just seems to be really making it happen out there. So which leads me to what is your plan still? Like, are you doing anything for crops in summertime on your food plot? So you're gonna wait until
I'm going to wait until July.
Okay.
And then I am going to cut again.
Okay.
What we have, the grasses and the clovers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably cut again. I'll cut it, and then I'll cut again mid-July during the All-Star break.
Yeah.
I'll cut it one more time. And then I think I'm gonna kill it earlier this year.
Okay.
So I'm looking for I'm gonna say end of July kill.
Okay.
and let it sit for 2 weeks. Maybe go over some spots I missed. If the boom missed or something, I'll go over there and kill it and make sure it's completely down to the dirt.
Okay.
And then we will have it spun, and I'll plant it, and it will go.
Yeah.
We don't have a seed product yet. We don't know which way we're going to go, but I'll definitely find something, and that's what we'll do. But I'm going to look towards that July, that mid-July for a second cut, and then kill.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what, knock on wood, I don't know what we did last year, how many deer we took, and how it helped.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I don't have 200 inchers.
Right.
But I drove from the north side. I came on. I just wanted to see if any trees went down. And I had the trails raked and cleaned up by my neighbor. And I've seen at least 5, and at least 3 of them out to their ears, if not past.
Wow.
But I don't know how they grow, but it looks almost like a bullwinkle, or like when does it start?
They look so funny right now because it's just sideways. It's just outward growth until it starts going
those there's 2 twin 4-pointers or whatever they are, and all they do is they come out like this, and they're like, I'm like, what are you gonna
Isn't that crazy?
So I don't know.
It's fun to see though, because like, I mean, I haven't, it's so bad because like we're running the cameras, but
you're right.
I think it was like 10 days that I didn't even look at the cameras until Patty said something, and I was like, you know what? I haven't even looked at our cameras.
Right.
And I don't know how long, because it's out of sight, out of mind. And, you know, I mean, we've got all this other stuff going on. And I'm like,
well, they were coming right up to the house. You saw the 2 that I sent you in the apple orchard.
Right. So they're just right there.
So then our big dog is a golden retriever, and they just look at him and they're like, oh, hey, little guy.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a little deer. Too bad.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, it's just, it's great that you're starting to see that. I mean, it's no secret that there's a lot of deer there, but to actually, you know, make out that there's bucks there and to be able to see them while you're driving around and everything. Is there, I can't remember, were there stands that had to be moved this year, or?
Yes.
Because we'll have to find some time to be able to do that too.
You gotta be careful too, because a double man stand that's in the woods, a tree fell onto that.
That's right.
Remember, it fell onto that tree. So I somehow got to unstrap it. I'm not afraid about pushing it over.
Right.
But I got to get up there and unstrap. Maybe what I might just do is put the ladder on the back side of it.
Right.
And maybe just replace the ratchet straps. I'm just going to cut them. I'm not going to try to unratchet them and then climb up there.
Right.
And then like,
because the more shaking that you have on it, the more,
And maybe I won't even, because I have that big 14-footer, you know, to put up the lights in the barn, and the party barn and stuff like that. So maybe I'll bring maybe it's a 2-man job.
Yeah.
Bring it out so there's no pressure. And I'm just going to cut those ratchet straps, and then we can push it.
Pull it off of there. Instead of climbing that up.
Take that
jostling around with it.
Because if that tree falls on us, we're dead.
Both of us are probably dead.
Exactly.
Well, it was a good run on the podcast.
Episode 275 not happening.
Yeah,
290 definitely.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah.
And then I left the ground blinds out there, so I should probably pull them out or something. That obviously we'll do that before the snow falls, so we don't wreck those again.
Yeah,
I wrecked those again, but everything else is pretty good.
Yeah. And it probably doesn't make any sense to do it now, but obviously as we get into like August and into September, instead of being an idiot and just going up there to look to see if the lanes are cleared, maybe I'll actually bring a flashlight with and look at the roof of the rednecks this year.
So there's no wafts.
So I'm not getting stung in my back trying to get out.
Right.
Oh man. So many great memories we have out there. Okay, so I found 3 stories. There was the DNR is celebrating. Let me just pull this up. The DNR celebrates 75 years of state natural areas. This year marks the 75th anniversary of Wisconsin State Natural Areas Program, the oldest and largest of its kind in the country.
Oh, really?
The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, in collaboration with over 60 partners, cares for nearly 700 sites that protect outstanding examples of Wisconsin native landscape of natural communities, significant geological formations, and archaeological sites. Program began 1951, November 1951, to protect the best examples of Wisconsin's native natural communities, distinct groupings of plants, animals, soils, geology, climate that include different types of grasslands, wetlands, and forests. So since its founding, the program has also grown to protect other aspects of Wisconsin's natural heritage, including significant geological features, archaeological sites, and critical habitat for some of our rare species.
Okay.
Do you think they're referencing sandhill cranes?
Absolutely.
There? Yeah. They have nearly 100 distinct we have in the state of Wisconsin nearly 100 distinct natural communities, many including tall grasslands, pine barrens, and oak savanna are considered globally rare. And we have them here in the state. State natural areas protect the best examples of these declining communities. So how about that?
Wow.
More than 230 animal and plant species are listed as endangered or threatened in the state of Wisconsin.
What's that number?
More than 230 that actually live in the state of Wisconsin. Over 90% of those listed animal and plant species.
Okay.
Over 90% of those listed plant species and 75% of the wildlife species are found within those natural areas.
Oh.
So how cool is that? It must be like bugs and various
everything
like
different
plants and whatever.
230 of them.
230 of them. So, and they actually they have a whole, if you go to the DNR website, it's actually one of the top articles right now. It's just released this week. So there's opportunities to visit them. There's opportunities to volunteer with this program as well. So if you feel like, getting out and giving back to your, to all of the conservation efforts across the state, it's a great way to be able to do that. And then it always surprises me how much of that we actually have in the state.
And we don't realize it.
And you don't realize it.
You don't know.
You could drive past. I mean, it could be something by the stadium that's over there, like some of those like wetlands that are over there. And all of a sudden you stumble on something and there's 50 acres of protected land. Yep. And you may not even
I've come to the conclusion with the development and the spread from, it used to be that Chicago-Milwaukee corridor right up there, the Kenosha, right up through the Racine. And now I think the new corridor, as we're moving, I think this Milwaukee to Madison corridor is getting big.
Right.
And I see so much. We've got Costco's going up. Yep. We've got Quick Trips. We've got multiple bigger companies.
Baseball stadiums.
But I remember when we did it, there was a portion that we couldn't. There are a lot of this as you move west towards, I'm not saying a lot because I don't know what a lot is considered, but moving west towards Madison and that 94 corridor, there must be a lot of protected lands, especially as you get closer up into the lake, up into the Madison area, because I just can't imagine why the construction. You get through Cottage or that whole area. I think it's Cottage Grove. I want to say, that is just boomed area, but then all of a sudden it kind of dies, and you wonder why it didn't spread.
Right.
Probably because
a lot of those protected areas. Because you think about it, it's like once you get past Oconomowoc, it's pretty wide open until maybe Watertown, then it's Lake Mills, then it's Johnson Creek, then it's Cottage Grove. But in between those like four main stops, I mean, that's like every 10 miles basically that you're getting into like an area that's populated, that has more density, and that has some of those commercial properties.
And there are large farms. So again, I'm not encouraging development. I don't want the farmer to become extinct. I don't want that at all. But it was just, it just seems like sometimes when you see it, and I'm glad the farmers stay strong. But it's sometimes I just wonder what, as it becomes an issue, people try to retire. I've known a lot of farmers. Yeah. Hey, my land is my retirement. I don't have a 401k. I don't have this. I don't have gold. I don't have Bitcoin. I have my farm. And when that point comes, where can I maximize my dollar so I can retire?
Right.
Because I've been busting my ass for so many years.
Yeah. Okay, so we're like almost halfway through this. So I'm going to introduce a new segment of the show.
Okay.
So I've had a lot of time to think. Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're not doing a show this week. We're going to get together next week. And when I say I've had a lot of time to think about it, I literally did this like an hour ago.
Okay, so that's
okay. So it was
because I texted you and I said, "Hey, there's 1 o'clock work. I got radio. I got to do some things. As soon as I get off the radio, I'll finish up the interview." And then you're like, "Oh, great! I got a lot of time."
Yeah, no, this is perfect. So I had plenty of time to work on this. But one of the things that I think I would like to do moving forward as like our producer in this show is bring a little bit of a format to what we're doing, because I feel like, we have guests on, our conversations happen pretty naturally. And if we're in the middle of something, it's very easy to talk about, holy shit, we saw 12 birds.
Right.
It's easy to do that.
Right.
So I'm going to try and bring a little bit of structure to the Flippin' Sticks and Throwing Lead podcast. Okay.
Good.
So we're going to, it seems like every deer camp has a conversation that starts an argument, right?
Okay.
Like there's pretty much something that comes up while you're there that somebody's not going to agree with you on. Okay. Today we're going to start a new series called Campfire Controversies. Okay. And each week now we are going to talk about something that we may or may not agree on, but it's going to be something that probably will rage bait people into commenting. Okay. And I think I have probably, out of all of the questions that I developed and thought of, we're going to start off with a bang.
All right.
I'm probably going to lose all 6 of our listeners with this. Okay. So my thought was, we hear this all the time about like the DNR is doing this, the DNR is not doing that. What are they doing with our money? What are we doing here? So I'm going to pose the question and then I will give you my answer. Okay.
Are you going to go first or
I will go first.
And then I think.
And then you have a couple minutes to think about it.
Okay.
And
that gives me, okay.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to totally spring it on you. Yeah. So if the question is, if you were running the Wisconsin DNR for 1 year,
okay,
what changes would you make? Is there like a signature change that you would implement right away? Is there like action that you would take on something? Maybe it's a CWD program. Maybe it's something with the elk herd. Maybe it's something with sandhill cranes, whatever that might be. Okay. And it can be whatever it is, like public land access, crossbows, county management, how to recruit youth into hunting and fishing, license costs, fishing regulations. Now that I say license costs, I think I know where you're going to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I would do. Okay. And I know that this is going to sound really wild.
Okay.
I would implement a 1-year policy for no electronics in hunting, no trail cameras, no e-scouting, like how with DraftKings and some of those, you're not able to like use any of that. We're going to take it all the way back to the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, way before technology, where you got to do boots on the ground. You have no idea what's out there. And you have to go and actually put in the time to find animals, find your spot, and you have no idea what's happening out there. I want to know, and I say that for one reason, because I think all of these technological advances have helped us kill more deer. Okay. So you've got your rangefinder, you've got your trail cameras. Maybe you're waiting for a buck to come through that you've got this 12-pointer that you've never had on your land. My thought is I think it would improve the deer herd. I think our numbers would be significantly lower. Our population would rise for bucks and does. I think it would give us the opportunity to have that 1 year of maybe it is a down year, but what happens when you give that 1 year, quote unquote, hiatus of all of these advancements that we've done to really just try, like Wisconsin is one of the top whitetail states in the country as it is. Can we be the pinnacle of whitetail hunting in America or maybe globally if we implemented something like that to make it as physically hard as possible to kill big mature deer? You have no intel going into it. What do you think of that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think everything is fast paced. I think time, if you could slow down the world, we could do that. Slowing down that one aspect, obviously it's just a hypothetical. We're so deep into it, and I get it.
There's no way that any of that stuff
but I
going
think,
away,
but I don't know necessarily on how it would control. I think if you want to implement and you want to be upset about earn a buck programs, no doe, I really think if you want the numbers to go up, I'm not sure. I think we should limit. It seems like doe tags are unlimited. Like we have guys that have 30 tags because they pay the extra $10. As far as the electronics go, I just think the world is too fast. There's too much going on. Do we need to slow back everybody? Like, can we go back to this? If we could go back to the 80s, okay, but we can't. There's so much going on. And to a point, I agree with you. I think electronics brings in a half-assed hunter. Doesn't put in time, goes out there for 2 days and just shoots, doesn't sight in his weapon, regardless of that weapon. I do think that, but I think that's the give and take of that, because if you said you'd no electronics, I don't think we could. I don't think it would go back.
There would be a civil war in the state of Wisconsin.
True that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that.
But you can't.
I just think that it's an interesting hypothetical of what would that do to our deer population. You know, like I would be genuinely curious if we didn't have all of these assets at our disposal, if we didn't have all of these advancements, if we didn't have all of these things. Now, before I finish this thought, I realize this is a ridiculous idea.
No, yeah. Let me just look
but
at something.
I just would be very curious to see what would come of the deer population if we were able to take that hard reset and just see what would happen with the development of our herd.
Okay.
Without that, would it be a 20% drop in harvest for the season? Maybe that's a stretch. Maybe it's not. But, you know, if does are out there consistently producing at least a fawn, okay, and whatever the like actual birth rates are, I would be really curious to see like what would a hypothetical outcome of that be. I get it. It's an outrageous idea. But when I saw that question, that was my first thought, because we have so many people that live and die by e-scouting, live and die by trail cameras, live and die by, and rangefinder probably would be the least of my concern with that. But like all of those things to help put you in a spot without physically putting boots on the ground would be where I would cap all of it.
So when you were talking, yes, I'm listening.
Yeah.
And the cap, I just threw in. So the estimated deer population right now is between 1.6 and 1.8 million.
Okay.
I just threw in 1990s. I should have put the 80s.
Yeah.
1990s comes up to about 1.1 million.
Okay.
So in that last, let's just say 36 years, the population has grown 500,000 deer.
Okay.
That's a lot of deer still back in the 90s and 80s when we didn't have much stuff. So I think you're right. Absolutely. But I was just curious. I thought because back then it goes to like 1925, they estimated only 200,000
Right.
deer in the state of
Right.
Wisconsin. So,
And that's all part of the management programs that we have in
Right,
the state
right.
that we've put in some of those limitations. Maybe it is an earn a buck program that we had at one point. You know, we've never, I don't think we've ever gone to the point where we have like point restrictions
Right.
on whitetails, but is that something that would help grow more mature deer? Yeah, of course, because people can't shoot spikes
Right.
then. But
Right.
I don't know what my dad would do, but he'd be so pissed.
Mr. Tasker, you can't hunt for 3 years, and you are susceptible to a $592 fine.
Yeah.
Your hunting has been
Oh man,
revocated for 3 years.
I don't know. I for whatever reason, that was my knee jerk thought of if I could do like one pilot program, I would be so curious to see what that would do. Aside from the major upheaval of every one of the 700,000 deer hunters in the state, I would be really intrigued to see what that would look like.
Gotcha.
Okay. What do you think?
I got two.
Okay.
You know one of them, and one is going to be controversial depending on what it is. I would really like the state of Wisconsin for 1 year to reevaluate the spearing and the harvesting of spring walleye and stuff like that. I know these agreements were made a long time ago. I know they were in there, but just by in certain areas hearing different stories, I wish we could almost scale it back. I know it's a contract, and I know that just kind of see where we stand, because we've heard stories about, we even had a guy on here that didn't bring it up, but on the air, but he's literally been in a bar where someone had come in with a cooler full of walleyes and selling them by that. So I would really like to just see somehow some more structure base, or even pullback or population or something with the harvesting of spring fish. My second one is 100%. I would increase the out of state, the non-res licensing in all aspects. Non-res for a 3-day fishing license, the non-res for a fishing license, non-res for when you come across, when we on the ATVs and we go into Michigan, we have to buy a new sticker. I want that price to be higher. I would like to see how much money we could, and I'd like to push the needle. I like to push the needle. I like to push it. Where does that point get to a non-res fee increase, deter people from coming here and hurt the hospitality and the restaurant business and the tavern leagues? I don't want to do that, but I definitely want to find that point. Where is that threshold where we can be competitively non-res, especially in a wonderful state like Wisconsin, like the others surrounding us do? You know?
And I think that's one of the appealing factors of non-residents coming to the state is that it's $165 or whatever to get a whitetail tag in the state. You could travel here, buy a tag, and stay here for a week and still be less than what a non-res tag would be in many other states.
For Kansas,
For many other states.
We dump,
You know, so I think that's always what it comes down to is what's the equation? If we take that to 225 or whatever, you know, add $75 to it or whatever, we're still lower than almost every other state, or, you know, relatively speaking.
And
what is that number? And let's get there. Now.
And
actually,
we can't talk about not having enough money for the Department of Natural Resources. Not saying that we have to go. We had another, I can't remember. He said, we go to Madison and Madison won't give this, or they won't do this, and they won't. Let's just raise money. And I know it goes controversial from what I've said, because I've always said, if you're taking a hunting license, I don't want you to buy non-hunting prairie grass. Or I don't want you to take my hunting license money and buy hiking trails that nobody can hunt or do, or a motor. So I know there's a lot of issues to be, but you could also say that if this money could offset so many of the costs that we are, put it into a fund and have that fund, regardless of who you've elected or who you put into that position, but have that non-resident fund that was generated through licenses, through everything, and then have that be distributed to needs and put up a proposal.
Right.
We would like $200,000 for X or $200,000 for Y, and then have a board or something like that. But generate more income to alleviate the Wisconsin taxpayers, because every single stinking state does it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what would that outcome be? Like, let's get there. Let's figure out what that number is, whether it's $200 or $225 or $285 or whatever that formula works out to, that, hey, we can lose 20% of our license when we increase the price by 50%.
Right.
Let's get there.
Yeah.
I'm totally, I don't need all of the other people to be here and, coming in and hunting. I feel like we've got enough people that are.
And I don't care if they book hotels and they buy cabins and they maintenance and they buy groceries and they go to bars and they support everything. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But those taverns and them, they're just trying to cut bait. I mean, they want to try to survive.
Right.
They're not going to say, oh yeah, hey, the guy from Illinois came up here and hunted and he left us a $500 tip. Okay, $250 goes to our staff, and we're going to send $250 to the state of Wisconsin. Right. That ain't happening.
Right.
That ain't happening.
Right. Okay, so what do you think of that? What do you think of this concept of like trying to find something that we can bring kind of crazy, outlandish, and it's not always going to be like that, but just I mean,
something. I like it. Something that we can cause a conversation with everybody.
Yeah, like, I mean, is social media making hunting better or worse? Just stuff like that, where it's like, you can argue both ways on it, but how do we actually feel about it? So, and we don't have to go down that path, but
one more.
Okay.
My 1 year, you cannot register any harvest online anymore.
Yes.
You have to go to either the gas station, the fleet farm. You have to go somewhere. That will bring the hunting community back together. That will me bringing my son or my daughter or them to see it and see guys talking at the gas station, the tailgate down and looking at it, driving around.
Yep.
That's I miss that. So that would be one of mine. That would be
an incredible change.
Yes.
I would love that. I would sign up for that immediately.
And pay the employee. So the DNR, my understanding was that we have a registration. We sell our licenses at this gas station. Mm-hmm. This was the one in Gaze Mills, I think, out by Prairie du Chien out west.
Yeah.
And I thought they were talking and they were saying, yeah, we sell licenses. I don't know what portion of proceeds they get, if any. And they have to leave the counter, leave the register, and go punch, do all that stuff. So
verify that it's a buck and that it's 6 points.
So if they're not getting compensated, I understand where the pushback came.
Right.
But if you are a DNR representative location, you should be funded some sort from the state.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that, because like now you go to the gas station and there's maybe a truck with a deer in the back, and it's like years ago, there could be a dozen there and you could see a dozen whitetails, right?
Yeah.
All at once. I mean, how nice would that be?
You drive in there, you see one deer, and then everybody was excited back in the old days, and now you got people walking, oh gosh, don't look, he shot a deer.
Right.
That's what we do. It's don't look at that. Don't look at that.
Yeah, it's part of Wisconsin's tradition.
So yeah.
I mean, okay, I like that. All right, so we've got a new thing as part of our show that we can implement now.
And someone can write get you and then let us know another one, and then let's banter on that one.
Yeah.
A new one.
So if you do have any suggestions, if there are like questions that you have an opinion on, or if you would like us to weigh in on, let's hear it. I think this could be a really fun thing. And trust me, I think I have a list of 20 of them. So like, honestly, I could have planned out our shows for the rest of the year already today, but I wanted to just have a little bit of structure behind what we're doing, because I mean, when we do get together, it's nice just to catch up and all that, but there's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot that we can talk about. Yeah. So let's start doing that.
Another random is, remember when we talked a long time ago with, I don't know who we were with, and what our fast food, our quick trip foods were. So now traveling a lot. it's been going through the Iowas and stuff like that. Casey's Pizza is still so good.
So good.
So good.
I was just out in Hartford. Oh, I was just in Hartford back in the old stomping grounds. And that's the closest Casey's to here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to stop. Like, I could go to Walmart and I could get something, or I could just go to Casey's.
And I look at it and it says, I'm going to make this number. You're going to understand what it says. $2.49 for a slice, or 2 slices for $5, or $2.79 and 2 for $5. Yeah. Or you can get the full pizza for $9.99.
Right. So then you buy the whole pizza.
The crust is so good.
Oh, that's great.
It's so good. So I just wanted to bring that up again because that's one of the topics or something that we try to talk about.
Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I did. No, not really. I just had some things done. I don't know if you remember on that one barn that I had where the camper and the jet skis are and stuff like that. Those skylights blew off in these last storms. And I talked to you about that off the air. Yeah. And I had someone taking it and they covered it just with metal.
Sure.
And I only had 7 skylights up on that faces the east.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's not, no big. And it wasn't clear like the new barn or like our good barn.
Yeah.
There was kind of like, and when those things got covered up, it is dark in there. You don't realize, or I didn't realize how much light actually does it. Yeah. Skylight. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to put a skylight in. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're going to really see, you're going to read a book. Are you going to read a book?
Yeah. What are you doing in there?
Now I covered it up and I walk in, and first thing I do is I had the log splitter in there.
Oh, see,
it's stinking hitched. Nails me in the shin. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, it's 20 after, so you probably got to get going. So why don't we wrap it up there? I can cut the intro again.
Yeah.
Let's
just do this before. Can you point out what's behind your shoulder?
So that is the mounted turkey fan.
Yes.
Fully finished. Pretty happy about that. I just gotta do like a little tack on this one here and pull that down so that it sits right. But yeah, 4 weeks later, and there we are. We're all finished. And it actually turned out pretty good. I mean, there's a couple holes in the feathers, but I mean, for the most part, I think that's a pretty nice looking fan.
I think if we start shooting more birds, we
I guess I should probably
we can do it. We can have more, because you said it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
It took 4 weeks, like you said. Yeah. The plaque comes for a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah.
And
$35.
$35. I think that'd be great. We just got to shoot birds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we finished the season strong, so we're going full steam ahead now.
That is true. That is true.
Well, good. All right. We'll wrap it up there. Follow us on socials, Wisco Bow Hunting, pretty much everywhere you can find me. And then pwags_1967. Well, as always, post a bunch of these clips from the show just to give you a little teaser of what we're talking about every week. And I will do the sponsor cuts on the front end of the show. So again, go ahead and support our sponsors of the show. We do have actually 2 guests that are coming for the next HHA USA event.
I did see that.
So that's great.
Yep.
A couple people that I connected with on Instagram. So really looking forward to that. And yeah, I mean, here we go. It's summertime, and I think we're just happy to be doing a show right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Well, for Paul Wagner, I'm Eric Tasker. Another episode of the Flippin' Sticks and Throwing Lead podcast is done.